Hey Pipsqueaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miranda if you're new here, and welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween. If you're new to this channel, then there's a little playlist to catch you up on 31 Days of Halloween. Or if you're just catching up after Halloween, there's a whole playlist we've uploaded so you can binge watch. So today we're going to be talking about
the top 10 scariest houses.
So yeah, before we get started, if you guys like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on social so we can become friends. If you have any video ideas or your own scary stories for me to share, let me know and I will feature you in the video. If you have your own scary places you want me to go in detail on in a video, leave down below and I'll feature you in the video. So make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on social so we can become friends. And let's just get started. Trigger alert, this video might be very triggering. So the first one is called the Lemmon Mansion in St. Louis, Missouri. Starting strong with the very scary house, the Lemmon Mansion in St. Louis, which is known to be one of the most haunted places in America due to a tragic history. The 33-room home was built in the 1860s by William Lemmon, a successful brewery owner who ended up killing himself in 1904 after the youngest of his 4 sons, Frederick, died. A few years later, his wife also died of cancer in the house. Then in 1922, William Lemmon Jr. shot himself in the same room William Sr. killed himself. As if that weren't enough tragedy for one place, in 1949, Charles Lemmon, William's 3rd son, shot his dog in the basement of the home and then killed himself in his room. That same year, the house was sold and transformed into a boarding house, where reports of hauntings began. According to Destination America, witnesses have experienced burning sensations and slamming doors. Today, the Lemmon Mansion is a restaurant and an inn that also holds events. On Saturday night, and the inn hosts a murder mystery dinner. Fitting. Very ironic what you've done with the place. So, yeah, that's pretty creepy. The whole family pretty much killed themselves in that house or have died in that house. I can imagine that that place would be very haunted and very heavy. Moving on to number 2, the Villisca Axe Murder House in Villisca, Iowa. I've known a lot of YouTubers that have gone here, so let's see what this place is about. On June 10th, 1912, Josiah and Sarah Moore were killed inside their home in Villisca, Iowa. Their 4 children and 2 friends who were spending the night were also killed, and to this day the crime remains a mystery. Their home is considered one of the most haunted houses in the country and guests are drawn to it. People even pay $400 to stay one night. Tours have been cut short by children's voices, falling lamps, moving ladders, and flying objects, says Villisca Axe Murder House website. And in 2014, a paranormal investigator stabbed himself after spending the night. Skeptics have left believers. Yeah, well, I'd say so. Yeah, that is scary. Moving on to number 3, Jean Harlow House in LA. Los Angeles is one of the best destinations for haunted house hunting, and this home in Beverly Hills has a particular gruesome history. In 1932, it was home to the ironic actress Jean Harlow and her abusive husband Paul Burton, who shot himself in the head while standing in front of the mirror. Their butler discovered him and called MGM instead of the police, so there were tons of rumors that he wasn't actually suicide. Many suspected Burton's ex-girlfriend, a suspicion, but I can't say that word, you have to fill in the blanks for yourself, by her jumping off a boat to her death a couple days later. Jean moved out after his death but died only a few years later at the age of 26. But wait, it gets creepier. In 1963, celebrity hairstylist Jay Sebring bought the home and lived there with his girlfriend Sharon Tate until she left him for Roman Polanski. They were still friends and remained so until both of them were murdered by the Charles Manson cult. Oh, good. Yeah, she was the same age as Harlow when she passed. What the heck is all these houses? It's like attracting murderers or something? Not cool, man, not cool. But back to when the couple lived in the Harlow house, Tate told several friends of creepy occurrences in the home and even mentioned it to interviewers. For example, once she was sleeping in the master bedroom alone and she saw a creepy little man. Her friends say she believed it to be Paul Burton's ghost. She was so freaked out when she saw the ghost that she ran out of the room and then saw a hanging shadowy corpse with its throat slit in the hallway. There are also stories about 2 other people dying in the swimming pool over the years. Is anyone else as confused as me? Why is it attracting so much stuff? Number 4, Hotel Monte Vista in Flagstaff, Arizona. I want to go there one day because apparently it's so haunted and it looks so cool and so many people have been there and I want to go. Hotel Monte Vista has numerous paranormal guests they can't get rid of. The hotel, which opened as a community hotel in 1927, named after the townspeople who helped raise the funds for its construction, has a history of underground secret stuff. Today the hotel is known for the paranormal activity that haunts some of the rooms and in the halls. Guests who stayed in room 220 experienced the TV changing channels on its own, and some have felt the cold hands touching them in their sleep. There's also reportedly a phantom bellboy who knocks on doors and announces room services, but when guests open the door, no one's there. One of the most popular and possibly most disturbing is the sound of an infant crying in the basement. Staff found themselves running upstairs to escape the sound of the cries. Though the sounds are very real to those who hear them, there have been no information that has explained the phenomenon. That's sad. There's a little baby trapped in the basement. No one's helped him. Moving on to number 5. This one's very close to my house and I've wanted to go here for a very long time. So that would probably be one of the first places we go to, even though it's the most terrifying. So, Myrtles Plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana. Rumored to be on top of a burial ground is the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, which is home to at least 12 different ghosts. Built in 1796, ghost stories center around the tale of an enslaved woman named Chloe, who had her ear chopped off after she was reportedly caught eavesdropping. Dang, that's scary. It's a little... Seeking revenge, Chloe killed 2 of the master's daughters by poisoning a birthday cake. She was then hanged by her fellow enslaved people and today reported seen wandering the plantation with the turban on to conceal her ear. That's terrifying, and I know there's so many other ghosts that they didn't explain in that. It's like the closest popular haunted place to me, so that's Next one is number 6, and I just watched Glam and Gore. She just did a whole video explaining how creepy it is, so if you want to know more in-depth stuff and the weird conspiracy theories around it, go check out her channel. More Kirsten. Haunted downtown LA's Hotel Cecile got such a bad rap that it actually changed its name to Stay on Main. If you're a true crime and paranormal super fan, you've likely already heard of it. So many bad things have happened there. There's literally an entire page dedicated to its violent history. The first recorded death by is 1931, followed by a long string of similar deaths in 1932, 34, 37, 38, 39, and 40. At some points in the 30s, one man was pinned to the exterior wall by a truck. A woman murdered her newborn baby in the building in 1944, and the pattern of has continued into the 60s. In 1962, a woman jumped from the 9th floor, landing on a pedestrian, killing them both. That's deep. It's worth noting 2 of the women who died by apparently jumping while their husbands were asleep in their room. 1964, Tenant Osgood was brutally murdered, a crime which has remained unsolved. There's a lot of unsolved at this hotel. You'll see that's a trend. Next, in the 80s, the infamous serial killer Richard Ramirez, aka the Night Stalker, stayed at the hotel in the 1990s. The Australian serial killer Jack Unterweger lived there. Other weird things kept happening, but the weirdest is definitely the disappearance and death of 21-year-old traveler Elisa Lamb. There is a whole, you have to go watch Glam and Gore's video. I will try and link it down below if I remember, but just type in Glam and Gore. This is her last recent video she uploaded if you're watching this on time. It is crazy. It's a longer video, but it's literally so worth it. If you don't know that, that's the video that the very popular video everyone knows is she was getting on the elevator, running, hiding from something, playing the elevator game. That's like where that came from. And then she was found on the roof in the water supply. Yeah. After a few weeks, Lamb went missing. Her body was discovered in the rooftop water tank after visitors and tenants complained about a funky taste. Later, they found the odd footage of her in the elevator from the night of her disappearance. It's difficult to make out what she's doing. It looks like she's playing hide and seek with someone outside the elevator, or she's frightened and attempting to hide from someone, but the doors won't seem to shut. Authorities ruled the death accidentally drowning because you need a key to access the roof. Many suspect foul play. That sounds a little sketch. Why would she go up to the water supply to do such a thing? I'm not sure. And why would she just be swimming in it and accidentally drown? That just doesn't make sense. Next one, number 7, is called the Louis Family Mansion in Taiwan. I don't know if I'm actually saying that, but I'm not from Taiwan, so I can't exactly get the accent down or know how to say it. So if you know how, let me know down below, but don't judge me. Built in 1929, the Louis Family Mansion is a place with a heartbreaking history. Located in the Taiwanese countryside, it's been abandoned since the 1950s when the family fled abruptly. Like all mystery places, there's plenty of lore around the family and why they left this once beautiful place. Local legends say the maid was having an affair with her employer, and when the secret came out, she jumped down the well to her death, but since she did not live to tell the tale, who's to say that another family member didn't push her? Then she came back to haunt the family until they finally left. A few years later, it was occupied by members of KMT, many of whom were also thought to have died of which has brought its reputation as being haunted. People who visit report plenty of ghostly sightings. Yikes. These are all so deep. Number 8, Los Feliz Murder Mansion in LA. During the mid-20th century, this large home was the seemingly happy home of Dr. Harold Perelson. Again, I don't know how to say accents on these names, so don't judge me. And his family until the horrific night of December 6, 1959, when he murdered his wife with a hammer and attempted to murder his 3 children before drinking acid to kill himself. If people end up killing themselves, I don't understand why they kill other people first, or why they do any of it at all, first off, but why they do that first. Fortunately, his eldest daughter let out a scream when he struck her in the head, waking up the younger children, who then walked into the hallway to find out what was going on. During the commotion, they were able to flee before the murder. He was a successful doctor who invented a new type of syringe after investing most of his money into research and production, but he got taken away of the rights, leading investigators to blame financial problems. 2 years later, it was sold to the Enriquez family, who used it as a storage unit, and their son continued to do so until he sold it to a couple in 2016 who planned to fix it up. Who buys a mansion to use as a storage unit? But it seemed to have scared them off because within a few years it's on the market again. Photographers also report a feeling of needing to run away from the house when they get close up to it. The vibes around these places must be so dark and scary. Number 9, again, I don't know how to say it, so. Located near Lake Como, Italy, the House of Witches dates back to 1854 to 1857, when it was built as a summer house for a family. The family was only able to spend a few years there as their lives were taken by a tragedy right after it was built. First, the architect died a year after construction, then in 1862, the owner came home to discover his wife murdered and his daughter missing. When he couldn't find her a year after searching, he died by his brother then moved into the home and the family continued to live there until World War II. It's been vacant since the 1960s. That's sketch. And an avalanche in 2002 wiped out all the houses in the area except for this one. Yikes. Number 10, last and final one, the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Again, this one's been on TV a lot. A very popular one if you haven't heard it already. Here we go. In 1937, a millionaire inventor, Norman G. Baker, posed as a doctor and turned the hotel into a hospital. He said he could cure cancer. Baker, who had a fetish for purple, painted many sections of the hospital in dark purple color. And today, the chimneys remain that same color. In addition to wearing purple shirts and ties, he drove a purple car as well. People came from all over with hopes of curing for their cancer, and many who were treated died. Eventually, Baker was exposed and ran out of town, and today the property is an active hotel. It's said to be haunted by several ghosts, including a bearded man wearing a Victorian clothing and a 5-year-old girl. Eesh, that is sketch. I don't know what the heck is wrong with these places. They're just like cursed or something. They have creepy things happening. Let me know your thoughts on these places down below. And again, if you have any creepy places you want me to share, leave them down below. If you have your own scary stories you want me to share, leave them down below and I'll feature you in the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on social so we can become friends, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!